It's time out for playing games. It's time to know the truth from someone well versed in it, that has actual experience. I've worn the robe, the black robe, and I've presided over these trials or preliminary hearings, arraignments, and initial appearances. Let's get started. So what do we know? We know, after watching the parents' interview and reviewing tons of footage from social media, recounting interviews and statements of alleged witnesses that were on Horn Island, we know that Nolan Wells went to spend the night on July the 3rd with his so-called friends. And he went with those so-called friends to Horn Island on a boat on July the 4th. Boat. One did not return home. That one person was Nolan Wells. The other three returned home as normal and said nothing to any member of law enforcement or to the Coast Guard until at least 11 p.m. at night on July the 4th. We know that at least one of the so-called friends was found with the phone of Nolan Wells. And we know this based on the testimony of the parents, specifically the mother, who tracked the phone and was led to the home of one of the young men where she retrieved the phone. We also know that based on the mother's testimony that there were no Snapchats from the day, which was very odd for her son. We also know that text messages were deleted. We know that when she was tracking the phone, Life 360 said the phone was one place and Snapchat said it was another place. We know that the boy that had the phone did not voluntarily turn it over or call first. He had to be found through their own investigation. We know that based on witnesses' account, the so-called friends were seen on July the 5th, that Sunday, having breakfast together like nothing had happened. They were not out there searching for their so-called friend. We know that the so-called friends deleted their social media, deactivated their accounts, and scrubbed it clean if the allegations are correct. We know that the young man that had the car at his house did not willingly turn over the keys. At first he said that he did not have the keys. He didn't know where they were. Then he, after being pressed by the father, he finally turned over the keys. This is all very suspicious activity. We know that based on an audio recording and some video that Nolan Wells can be heard saying, "Give me my freaking keys." Give me my freaking phone. And there's been two different versions. Some said he said, "Give me my freaking phone," or some say he said, "Give me my MF phone." Regardless, he was asking or demanding his phone. Someone had his phone who did not have permission to have his phone. So the first thing I see, the simplest thing I see, is who had his phone and why. And was that theft of the phone? sometimes we look at the largest case, we try to get to murder, but the person that took his phone committed a crime right there. There are witnesses to who took that phone. If an affidavit is signed, an arrest warrant could be signed by a judge in Mississippi to go after that person that had that phone unlawfully. We know, based on his own words, Nolan Wells' words while he was alive, he did not give whoever had that phone permission to have that phone. So was that theft? I think if an affidavit is signed, if it was presented to me when I was a judge, I would have signed an arrest warrant for the person for theft of that phone, based on what I've heard. It'd have to be an affidavit format, but if it was presented to me in affidavit format from law enforcement, I would sign the arrest warrant for, at least at this point, theft of the man's phone. We know who had it. We know who didn't report it to the family. The family had to go find it, and we know that Nolan Wells said give it back to him, and evidently it was not given back to him. Why was that? Other things I've stated, you piece it together. Is there enough right now for arrest warrants for murder? That is a good question. I do know at this point there should have been search warrants signed by a judge. Evidence should have been presented to a judge by now. We are nearly 7 days after July the 4th, when he was first reported missing. There should have been evidence submitted by Jackson County law enforcement agents, the sheriff's department specifically, presented to a judge so that search warrants could be signed by the judge, and there needs to be, or should have been, someone questioning the young men, the three so-called friends, and others, and their social media accounts need to be searched by now, or at least a search warrant should have been issued for the appropriate entities to give the law enforcement access to the social media information. That should have been done by now. I'm not telling you what I imagine. I'm telling you what the process usually is when you're trying to do a thorough investigation. And based on what's revealed from a thorough investigation, I do believe once the evidence is secured, it's going to lead, and it should lead, to the arrest of one or more individuals for the murder of Nolan Wells. All of the actions are very suspicious.
Well, what do we have here? What's done in the dark will come to light. Yeah, fam. There is new speculation that Nolan Wells made it back to land on that fateful night that he came up missing. Yeah, fam. Ben Crump, attorney Ben Crump, who has been retained by Nolan's family to try to get to the bottom of what happened, posted on his social media a photo of what appeared to be Nolan Wells. At least this is what they're saying. They're saying that guy in the circle in the middle there is Nolan Wells. That's Nolan Wells. And it is possible that his killer is inside of that pool. One of those people inside of that pool, it is possible, is his killer. Yeah. So check this out, family. This is a message that was posted on social media by, and I'm going to try to say her name as best I can, Alicia Spencer. Bro, No didn't get into a fight at the island. It was our friend No and Wyatt did get into an altercation right after that, not even 10 minutes later, because Wyatt took his phone and Evan was trying to be hard Nolan definitely screaming, "Give me my effing phone back, NIGGA. What's wrong? What the hell is wrong with you?" So they all calm down. So that's when we head to Evan's house because he was throwing a pool party. So yes, No came to the party, and yes, we was drinking, but Wyatt and Evan and Morgan and Andrew was really high. And I think they was trying to get Lucy and Natalia to try some as well. But yes, they got into it again at the pool party. It didn't end until almost 1 a.m. I know Evan's mom kicked us all out once they started fighting. It was Andrew and Evan and Wyatt, and Warren was basically recording and laughing, saying, "Get him, get him." And all I could hear was No screaming, "Mom." So yes, I tried helping. Then his mom come out screaming, yelling, drunk, make us leave, and was saying she was going to call the cops on us if we didn't leave her house. But they didn't let No leave. And No, by the basketball goal, that was inside the pool. No was by the basketball goal that was inside the pool. He was leaning over beside it, gasping for air and spitting up blood. But now his mom know. I just got off the phone with her. Who has the presence of mind to clean a boat? After you go boating on the same night in the wee hours of the morning. They were allegedly caught cleaning the boat. How does that happen?
What he found. Watch this, y'all, how they try to AI this picture. Watch this, check this out.
I'm lying in my comment section, tell me I'm lying. See, I noticed something. The news, not one time did they post this picture. Not one time did they say their names, bruh. You want to know why? Because they all was drinking alcohol and they all under 21. But wait. This is why they hold information. This is why they don't show us anything until a year later, 6 months later, because they want to edit the pictures. They want to edit the videos, bruh. Look at this. What do you see, bruh? What?
Look at this. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. They try to edit this picture, y'all.
What you see? The dude got 6 fingers. They tried to edit out the beer because he was drinking beer underage.
Bro, if this wake up call don't wake you up today, I don't know what will. If you got white people warning black people to stay away from white people and you still hanging around them and you're by yourself around bodies of water and all of that, I don't know what to tell you. Because people been online warning our people, listen, it's not safe outside for everybody.